Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday morning at 7 o'clock. I'm Tracey McCain.
I'm Caitlin Nuclo. You're watching Eyewitness News here on the Wax and streaming on WFSB+. We appreciate that. And we have a lot to talk about this morning. Let's get you up to speed here. We'll start with the weather. Meteorologist Joel Gilardi is here with the details. Hey, good morning, Jill.
Good morning,
Hi.
bubblegum twin.
Yeah, this was totally unplanned.
Sure.
They're
No,
on,
really
just on the
was.
same wavelength.
I mean, that is just like on point.
It's
Yeah.
the same exact color
Yes.
too, right?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Can't tell us
Well,
apart.
way to be in sync. I mean, I'm not shocked though. You,
Yeah.
you ladies are in sync. So, yeah. Then here I am, just blue.
You look great, Jill.
Oh, thank you. It doesn't matter what color you wear, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the weekend, of course. Nothing has changed other than the timing is just a little bit delayed with the arrival of the worst of the cold and the wind, meaning maybe not Saturday morning, maybe more towards into the early afternoon. Just a subtle, 6-hour shift. It's still coming. That's it. It's the sub-zero dangerous feel. It could be in excess of 25 below zero that it feels like. But this morning, the key is the clouds, and we have a temperature that is 15 to 20 degrees warmer than it was 24 hours ago. My goodness, it's 23, my favorite number in Windsor Locks. Also in Waterbury, we have 28 in New Haven. Winds are light out there this morning. There are the clouds. And we have a few little flurries out there on the only live radar in the state as we look a little bit farther north toward Norfolk to Heartland. And you might see a little flake flying or two. No big deal, obviously, by any means. And as we take a look at the live view up to the north in Windsor Locks, it looks like clouds. I mean, I can't make out even a flurry would happen there, but the smallest chance in the world for a little flake flying by is there this morning. Of course, as we get all the lovely children ready for the bus stop, we're still bundling up, but you'll be like, okay, it doesn't feel as bad out there because we have those clouds helping us out early on, but the clouds will go away. Lunchtime is bright, and the afternoon, the ride home is going to be bright with temperatures rising into the low 30s once again. So we have a clipper system bringing a little snow, and then the bitter cold and wind will fill you in on any changes coming up in the next 15 minutes. Caitlin.
All right, thanks, Jill. It's 7:03 here on your Wednesday. Heading out the door, following a first alert here in New Haven, 91 southbound between exits 8 and 7. The right lane there still blocked off. You can see, looks like it's getting ready to clear, but we do still have one of those emergency crews on the side of the road here. So seeing some delays. It also looks like maybe Connecticut State Police has moved up just a smidge here. So just keep your eyes peeled for any of those emergency vehicles out there, especially through this stretch in New Haven this morning. We had an earlier crash in East Hartford that resulted in some emergency road work taking place. That has cleared. That was 84 westbound by exit 54. So let's take you out. Live look in Hartford, 91 north and southbound, looking great. Same here in Middletown along Route 9. Live look outside in Waterbury by the Mixmaster, 84, and in Meriden along 691 east and westbound. Let's get you those drive times. Not looking bad. I feel like we're not really dealing with, Hartford to New Haven, maybe a little bit of a delay here, but I think that you probably should be in pretty good shape. Let's quick check at your Connecticut Chevy First Alert traffic report driven by your Connecticut Chevy dealers.
7:04 now, and right now state lawmakers getting ready for the new legislative session.
Yeah, it starts in just a few hours, and lawmakers are taking up several big issues. They're also warning federal funding cuts could make it tough to fix them all. Your reporter Taylor Knight explains what they're trying to do to keep costs down.
Well, first on the agenda today here at the Capitol is that federal funding. The governor will give his budget address, and then right after that, the Senate will vote on whether or not to keep emergency funding in place. An emergency fund was recently set up to pay for what the state has lost in federal funding for Medicaid, food assistance, and health insurance. So far, about $200 million has been spent. And right now, the state is facing another $150 million in cuts to public health, mental health and addiction services, as well as education. Lawmakers say the unpredictability of the Trump administration could make things difficult this session.
We're in better shape than many other states because we do have a budget reserve, so we are in a position to backfill at least some of the federal cuts and mitigate the harm. But we're still at risk if Trump really tries to carry through in a massive way on all of these things.
We would like to see more tax relief given to local communities, so we want to see education funding increased. We want to see property tax credits increased.
Lawmakers will have to act quickly. This is a short session lasting only 13 weeks. Your reporter in Hartford, Taylor Knight, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
And we'll have full coverage of the first day of the legislative session and what to expect in the months ahead. Make sure you're watching a special edition of the Capitol Rundown with Kara Sunland. She'll be joined by the governor, legislative leaders, and some of the candidates for governor. It airs at 1 o'clock this afternoon on our streaming service, WFSB+.
The frantic search for Today Show host Savannah Guthrie's mother is continuing this morning in Arizona.
Yeah, and now investigators tell CBS News they're investigating a possible ransom note along with other leads. That's where your reporter Jared Hill picks up our coverage.
We don't know where she is.
Critical questions as the search for Nancy Guthrie, mom of Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie, stretches into a fourth day.
We do believe that Nancy was taken from her home against her will.
Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos confirms to CBS News an apparent ransom note sent to a local TV station is now part of the investigation. In it, specific details about the 84-year-old's home and what she was wearing the night she went missing, but he would not confirm its authenticity.
It's like any piece of evidence. You give it to us. You give us a lead. We're going to look at every aspect of that lead and work it as a lead.
TMZ says it also received a note demanding millions of dollars in Bitcoin, forwarding it to the sheriff. This as CBS News cameras captured what appears to be a small amount of blood outside of Nancy Guthrie's house. Nanos says a little bit of blood was found inside the home as well.
We've submitted all kinds of samples for DNA, and we've gotten some back, but nothing to indicate any suspects.
The FBI is assisting, conducting interviews and analyzing local cell phone data. The agency also asking for the public's help.
Every lead and tip is important. We are aggressively pursuing and looking into every single one.
As the search continues, the sheriff says he does not believe the broader community is in danger. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Well, right now, Democrats in the U.S. Senate are preparing to present a formal proposal of some new rules for ICE agents. The Senate Minority Leader says it will include many of the changes that they have already demanded, including stricter requirements for arrest warrants and also policies around use of force. Democrats are trying to move quickly here after the House narrowly passed a spending bill that excluded funding for the Department of Homeland Security. President Trump signed it yesterday afternoon, ending the partial government shutdown after 4 days. Many Democrats voted against it, but 3 Connecticut representatives were in favor of it. Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro says that it gives Democrats enough leverage to push ICE reforms through.
The city of New Britain just released some sad news this morning. City Alderman Jarrell Hargraves has died. He worked for the city in a number of roles for over 20 years. A cause of death hasn't been released just yet, but the mayor says more information about services will be shared as it becomes available.
Happening right now, 5 people without a place to live after a fire on Briarwood Drive in Manchester. Pinpoint News Tracker taking you to the area here. Officials say no one was home at the time. First responders were able to rescue 3 cats. A 4th one sadly died. And we know the fire started in the kitchen. Officials now trying to figure out what caused it. Also, right now, shelter workers and volunteers in New London are trying to find people who don't have a place to stay.
Yeah, the goal here is to bring everyone inside the New London Homeless Hospitality Center before more dangerous cold arrives this weekend. The shelter has been working really hard since the state's severe cold weather protocol took effect on January 23rd. It will remain in place through next Tuesday.
And a reminder here, you can always call 211 to find a warming center near you. Well, this morning, the votes are in from a contested first selectman race in Fairfield, and unofficial results show that Democrat Christine Vitale won that position. The seat was left empty when Democrat Bill Gerber died last year. Vitale was Gerber's running mate and took over that seat. And then Republican State Senator Tony Wing had gotten enough signatures to force that special election.
This morning, the Vernon Town Council approved a plan to install school bus cameras and impose a $250 fine on drivers who illegally pass stopped school buses. The superintendent is all on board here. A school crossing guard also voiced support at the meeting, saying it's become a big problem. No word on when the cameras will be installed. Other school districts, including New Haven and Shelton, have also added bus cameras.
Well, if you're looking for some signs of spring, you're going to want to hear this. Today, we'll find out more about the promotions and theme nights for the upcoming Hartford Yard Goats season. Your reporter, Renee Danino, and Dan Booth are going to be there. They'll have everything you need to know later today. The home opener, by the way, is April 2nd. Also today, the Yard Goats will introduce their new manager for the upcoming season. Robinson Consul is a former Major League catcher. He played 27 games for the Mets back in 2008, and he's been a coach and a manager for 10 years.